Hi students. Today we will see the uh, benzoin condensation, a condensation reaction which leads to produce a benzoin compound is called as benzoin condensation. Dear students, you try to do one thing before listening the video. You try to note down all the reaction and different steps involved in the mechanism and keep this paper in front of you. Then try to listen the video so that it will be better understandable for you. Instead of looking after simultaneously, try to note down all the steps involved in the reaction mechanism. Then you can observe the video in detail. Okay. Now let us go to the benzoin condensation. A condensation reaction which produces a benzoin compound is called as benzoin condensation. In this reaction, what happens is when benzaldehyde is heated with aqueous ethanolic potassium cyanide produces alpha hydroxy ketone called as benzoin. Such reaction is called as benzoin condensation. Okay, this benzoin condensation takes place by 4 steps. First step is actually the nucleophilic addition reaction. First step ఏంటంటే nucleophilic addition. Nucleophile అంటే any negatively charged species going to add to the substrate. Such reaction is called as nucleophilic addition reaction. Addition reaction which were initiated by nucleophile. A negatively charged fragment is called as nucleophilic addition reaction. So in the first step you will see this cyanide ion which is dissociated from the potassium cyanide. This will dissociate heterolytically, thereby producing K plus and Cn minus. This Cn minus actually a nucleophile, negatively charged species actually attached to the carbonyl carbon of the benzaldehyde. As I already told you, this is regular. ముందు కూడా మన రియాక్షన్ లో చూసాం. ఇప్పుడు కూడా నెగటివ్లీ చార్జ్డ్ ఫ్రాగ్మెంట్ ఎక్కడ అటాక్ అవుతుందంటే సబ్స్ట్రేట్ లో కార్బonyl కార్బన్ దగ్గర అటాక్ అవుతుంది. బికాస్ దిస్ కార్బonyl కార్బన్ ఇస్ partially positively charged. That is the reason why it will attack. Once the bond between the carbonyl carbon and the cyanide is formed, the pi electrons between the carbonyl carbon and carbonyl oxygen will be shifted to the carbonyl oxygen. Okay, so that it leads to form anion. When this anion is formed, then the hydrogen present in the carbonyl carbon becomes acidified because of the addition of this cyanide. Acidified means the one which liberates H plus ions is called as acidified. So this is liberated, H is liberated in the form of H plus ions and will be abstracted by the O minus is there, so that it will form OH. When this hydrogen is liberated in the form of H plus, so the shared pair of electron will be left there itself. So these two electrons will be migrated to the previously carbonyl carbon, thereby forming negatively charged intermediate. This is another intermediate which is called as resonance stabilized carbanion. This resonance stabilized carbanion now attacks the carbonyl carbon of the another benzaldehyde. As you know, benzoin condensation is addition of two benzaldehyde molecule in the presence of aqueous ethanolic potassium cyanide gives benzoin. Okay, one molecule is already utilized in the step 1. Now thereby forming a resonance stabilized carbanion in the second step. This resonance stabilized carbanion now attacks the carbonyl carbon of the another molecule of benzaldehyde, thereby forming an intermediate. To attack this, as you know, it is negatively charged. Always the negatively charged carbon will always attack to the positively charged carbon or partially positively charged carbon. Always the carbonyl carbon is partially positively charged because there is electron negativity difference between the carbonyl carbon and the carbonyl oxygen, so that carbonyl oxygen is more electronegative, hence it will get the partial negative charge and this will get the partial positive charge. ఇది వచ్చేసి ఓల్డ్ స్టోరీ, ప్రతిసారి మనం చెప్పుకుంది అనమాట. ఆల్వేస్ carbonyl carbon is partially positive charge, so that it will attack here. So to form a bond between the anion and the carbonyl carbon of the another benzaldehyde, these two pi electrons, excess pi electrons, are utilized for making the bond. Once this bond is formed, the pi bond between the carbonyl carbon, carbonyl oxygen will be shifted to the oxygen, thereby forming another anion intermediate. Okay. Now, in the fourth step, this anion will try to stabilize or migrate to the OH group. So, OH group will be migrated from the one carbon to the another carbon. So, here it is present now, that will be migrated here. That migration will be accomplished by the abstraction of the cyanide. Okay. So, it will be proton will be abstracted to this, so that it will form a OH, and when the bond between the oxygen and hydrogen hydrolytically divided, leaving the shared electron pair there itself, hence it forms a negative bond అది ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఎందుకంటే ఈ ఆక్సిజన్ అండ్ హైడ్రోజన్ లో ఉన్న రెండు ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఈ రెండు ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అక్కడే వదిలేసి ప్రోటాన్ రూపంలో H ప్లస్ ఫామ్ లో O మైనస్ అటాక్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి OH వస్తుంది. ఈ రెండు ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఇక్కడే ఉండిపోతాయి కాబట్టి ఆక్సిజన్ కి నెగిటివ్ చార్జ్ వస్తుంది. ఆ నెగిటివ్ చార్జ్ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేసి ఈ కీటోన్ గా మారాలి. కీటోన్ గా మారాలంటే the cyanide group must be abstracted with its shared pair of electron. Cyanide carbon bond forming, the bond రెండు ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఈ cyanide Cl మైనస్ గా అంటే ఈ షేర్డ్ pair of electron తీసుకొని పక్కకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది అన్నమాట. అలా వెళ్ళిపోవడం ద్వారా అప్పుడు కార్బన్ మూడే బాండ్స్ ఉంటాయి. అప్పుడు టు సాటిస్ఫై ద వాలెన్సీ ఆల్రెడీ ద నెగిటివ్ excess electrons కూడా ఉన్నాయి కదా, which is designated as negative charge, that will be utilized for making a double bond, thereby forming benzoin. This reaction is called as benzoin condensation. So, dear students, if you don't understand the first explanation, so try to see 2 times and 3 times, listen as many times as possible, and make sure that it will be understood and అర్థం చేసుకునే దానికి ట్రై చేయండి. దెన్ అర్థం చేసుకున్న తర్వాత రాసి చూడండి ఒకసారి, సో దట్ మీకు ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.